On this special edition of Studio 122, we're talking with journalists from the East Texan here on the campus of Texas A&M University Commerce. But first, let's go ahead and see what students are saying about the East Texan.
But a lot of times it almost seems as if there isn't enough information, or it's too full of opinions. There's not a wide enough variety of campus activities that are going on that I feel is put in there.
I don't really go online and check news, but I really don't read East Texan.
I actually don't know about it.
I'm not that good at English right now, so sometimes I cannot understand it, but I'm trying to learn the English, so like it is a very good way to learn the English, you know?
Oh, I didn't know that. If I would have known, I would have preferred the online edition.
Yeah, I read it every week.
We have a lot of really good groups around here that I feel don't get enough attention. And also to just, go a little more in depth.
And so far, so good,
So right now we're going to be speaking with the sports editor for the East Texan, Mr. Ridges Munnerlin. Ridges, how's it going today, man? You doing all right?
I'm doing all right.
Go ahead and have a seat. So Ridges, go ahead and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a junior classification. I came out in 2010 from Plano West High School in Plano, and so I've been here at the university 3 years.
So how long have you been, and you've been a journalism major the entire time?
I came in as a journalism major, had intentions on minoring in RTV, but we'll see how that goes. But came in journalism major. I've been writing for the newspaper for 2 years, and I've been on staff for a year.
Have you only done sports writing since you've been there, or?
When I first came in, I got into the reporting class and got into journalism classes, and I was first covering news, and kind of covering all areas of campus, news, entertainment, sports. But then I kind of, after that first year, after the first semester, I kind of locked in and kind of engaged my way to focusing just on sports, since that's what I want to pursue my career in.
Have you always been interested in writing?
I wouldn't say I would always be interested in writing, but it's been one of my strengths since since I've grown up and went to school. It's been some of my strengths and one of my strengths, and I've kind of just used that into talking about sports. I love sports. Grew up playing sports, grew up talking sports, grew up watching sports. So sports is all me, and I tied that in with writing. And I said, hey, I love sports. Writing, I'm good at writing, so why not?
What's your favorite sport to write about?
Favorite sport to write about would probably about basketball. I enjoy writing about basketball.
I know Final Four's coming up.
Yeah,
it's probably an exciting time.
Yeah, but all sports. I mean, if you know the game, if you know the sport, really all of them. You can enjoy writing about all of them.
So do you think, nowadays with shows, there's a lot of sportscasts out there that, there's even television channels that devote their whole careers just to focusing on sports writing,
right.
And broadcasting for that matter.
Right.
How do you think the sports market has really opened up since people have started doing that?
In my opinion, the sports market is very broad. It's very open, and I think the more journalists and the more writers that you bring along, I think the more people engage in the sports, that opens up the market, for fan bases and for different fan clubs. You've got new franchises opening, you've got franchises moving from here and there. And so the more that happens and the more that interacts with sports, I think, the more people interact, I think that it opens up the market. The market gets better,
Right. I mean, like with, let's take Major League Baseball, for example. I mean, you have the Rangers, but then you also have 3 minor league teams underneath them. But then just in the Dallas area alone, you have 2, maybe 3 other minor league teams that aren't affiliated with the club.
Right.
And within every organization, they may have their own writer, and they may be looking for somebody like you to come in and just write sports about just the team,
Right.
So do you think, with all the fan base, that it isn't exciting? It's one of the more exciting fields to write for.
As far as sports is moving
for writes, yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun field to interact with, and it's a fun, it's fun doing sports writing in general. I think the more, I know me, the more I do sports writing, and it makes me watch sports and pay attention to sports even more. It makes me get the inside feed on what's going on with, this franchise or that franchise, or this sport and that sport. And people realize the more that sports is kind of sports is one of the major things that's on TV taking over, besides your sitcoms and all these shows. But you turn the sports channel on, and hey, people that may not be interested, or people that are not sports fans.
I mean, it's a big umbrella.
It's a huge umbrella, and
Yeah.
I think the more that's under that umbrella, then like you said, the more the market opens up. You've got people, more people engaging in, more people wanting to watch sports, writing sports, that becomes funner. So it just depends.
Right.
Geographical, that's also a factor too. 'Cause
I mean, with all these people that are watching sports and they enjoy it,
Right.
I love baseball. Other people may, you love basketball. You have a lot of fans out there, and then
Right.
you have a lot of people that think that they can write. Do you think everyone can write for sports, or?
Not sports writing isn't for everyone. Even writing isn't for everyone. You got people out there that hate writing in general. So that's one thing. If you hate it, then sports writing isn't for you, because just like regular writing, you're constantly writing. You're here and there. You got to jot stuff down. You got to write. You got to be on point with it. And that's not for everybody. Everyone is used to titled to that English, a standard format of writing. Well, no, sports writing is different. Sports writing, you're talking facts. You're getting straight to the point. You're talking stats. Like I said, you've got quotes. Inside, you get inside feed on things, and that helps me out, because it gives me just more copy, and it just gives me more to write about. But sports, sports writing isn't for everyone. You've got to know the game. You got to know the sport. You got to know rules and regulations. You got to know some of the words that are some sports.
The jargon, like
the jargon. But
simple as
sports,
home run,
Yeah, you got to know it.
and
You got
things
to know
like
your
that.
text. You got to know, what they all mean. And so it just varies from individual to individual. Writing isn't for everyone, so definitely sports writing isn't for everyone.
Well, Regis, real quickly, where do you want to see yourself in 5-10 years?
Man, 5-10 years, I can't even call it, not even close. But I want to continue sports writing, and I want to eventually put myself into the field, into the media, where I'm doing either sports writing, whether it's sports broadcasting, sports analyzing, or out in the field doing sports reporting. Anything media related and dealing with sports. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to pursue my career, and that's where I see myself. Hopefully in the next few years. After I finish up school, after I intern, then hopefully I can be one of those big time guys, and make as much money as they do.
Oh, I know, right? Well, with computers and technology and people having smartphones, that market's really starting to open up. Well, Regis, I want to just thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
And talking to us a little bit about the sports side to the East Texan. And we'll be right back in just a few moments to talk to our final journalist here on Studio 122.